Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me here on the Childcare Business Coach podcast. I'm streaming live with multiple cameras, so I'm sorry if it's weird and it doesn't look like I'm looking at you. I'm actually going to move this camera over, so maybe it'll look like I'm looking at both. Um, Facebook has changed some things, so I have to change how I do a lot of my live streaming right now. But this is my Mindset Monday. I record every Monday. I am here every Monday morning at 9 a.m. live, usually on Facebook, but I am bringing in my Instagram family as well, just to motivate you and to help you to keep going. Because those of you who know me know that I have had a major life transformation over the last few years. I have gone through a lot in my life. I have gone through things that I don't wish on anybody. And um, one of the things I'm trying to do is help people to see the transformation I've gone through. Oh, hello, Michelle. Hi. Thank you. We've got to get together sometime. But I'm trying to help people understand the transformation I've gone through so that they can go through it too. And specifically, those of you in the childcare industry, because we work in a rough industry. It isn't easy. And I understand and I know that. So, but there are just basic principles that regardless of what you do for a living, you can follow to up level your life. One of the big things I learned is that the people who you spend your time around, the people in your atmosphere, did you know they determine your life success? So I want you to look at the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn, who is a master philosopher, actually was the one who came up with this. And then there's a lot of other people, Craig Rochelle and some other people who've researched this a lot. And it's actually been proven that the people you spend the most time with are a reflection of your life's success. Think about that. I want you to look at the people that you spend time with. Is that what you want for your life? Now, I'm not telling you to dump the people, right? I'm not. But what I am saying is it is so important for us to be intentional about who we spend our life with, who we spend our time with, and to seek people at a higher level. This is what's one of the biggest things, probably the biggest thing. I guess my mindset would be the number one biggest thing I would say that changed my life. But the second thing is who I surround myself with now. And I was very intentional about this. I went out and put myself in rooms where I could form relationships with the people that I want to be like, literally. I literally put myself in rooms and formed the relationship with people that I want to be like. It was a very intentional move on my part. That is something you can do too. Look at the person you want to emulate, see them, and find out how you can hang around them. Ironically, I have quite a few people who do this with me. They hear what I teach here, right? Because I this isn't the first time I've taught this. If you see me live, you're going to hear me saying this a lot. And I actually have a lot of people who've come to me and said, "Hey, how do I hang out with you? I want to up-level my life the way you did." I show them before and after pictures of me. I basically paint the picture of my transformation. And so I have a lot of people in my inner circle that I mentor and that are lifting up their lives and who are up leveling. But I also want to up level. So I'm always looking for who are those people above me? Who are those people above me that I need to start hanging around? Now, I definitely found my people. I recently joined a group of people, and one of the things that I have to say I've struggled with a little bit in this journey of up-leveling my life is I'll enter in with a group of people, and then it's like we're on the same plane, but they're happy there. They're not up-leveling even more, or actually, I think it's more that they settle and they don't know how to up-level more. So then I'm intentionally go, okay, who's next? What is the next group I need to belong with, right? And then I will join that organization or that group of people. And then I'll either exceed them or get to their level. And I'm looking again. Well, recently I found my group because they never stop growing. Their philosophy and principle is based on the fact that true success is constant growth and it's a journey that we never finish. And when I found them, I was like, yes, that's it. This is the key. This is what I've been missing. So I know this is my group that I'll probably be with forever because we're growing together consistently and nonstop. Now that is what I've brought to the childcare industry as well. My company, Childcare Business Professionals, that brings you these videos, my podcast, all the things I do. That's what we're all about. I am creating that community. I have created. I am implementing the community where we are always doing this. We never stop growing together. We collaborate. I'm on in some of my groups, I'm a mentor. In some of my groups, I'm a collaborator, right? But we're on this journey together so that we never get like, I mean, if you think of a staircase, right? You're on these stairs and you get to this step. What most people do, and I would say 85% of people is they're on the step, they look around and like, you know what? I've got it pretty good. Got it pretty good. I'm good here. And you look at other people who are a little bit higher than you, right? Or even much higher, like let's say like Oprah, right? And you're like, "Oh my god, I wish I could be up there, but I can't. I can't." Why not? Why not? The problem is, and it's kind of interesting to me because the most dangerous thing for a human is to look at their life and say, "I've got it really good." Do you know that? Like looking around and saying, I've got it really good and I'm so much better off than so many people. Because that's what leads you to become stagnant and you get stuck on this step, right? And yes, I look at my life and I know I've got it good. But I ask myself, do you want it good or do you want it great? Do you want it amazing? And I have to say I have an amazing life. When I look at what I have accomplished, accumulated, the people that I have that love me, I am surrounded by love every single day in rich relationships. And I want more. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with the fact that I want more, right? And I want to grow and I want to keep growing and I never want to stop growing. And that is a choice I've made. I want to continue to live a great life. I am not going to be satisfied with, I've got a good life and I'm so much better off than so many people. No, growth is what drives me. And let me tell you, if you're perfectly happy and content where you are, that is awesome. That is awesome. I think that is really the key is where you find your absolute joy, right? That's key. And if you're like me and where you find joy is constant growth and knowing you can accomplish more and do more, then that's great too. And if you are, then you should join me. So, first of all, I would love to ask you to come to the Child Care Business Summit. It is not too late. Absolutely not too late. After I realized how impactful the speakers I have coming and everything, I decided, you know what? I need to open more spots for more people to come in. And because of that, we still have availability. And I'm going to tell you guys a story really quick. About 2 years ago, when I first met my performance coach, Tony Child, who changed my life, Tony and I were talking one day, and I just noticed there's, and you guys at Summit, you'll see there's something different about Tony. He's just, you'll see. I won't get into details, but I noticed that. And he invited me to his event. And because I noticed that difference in him, I really, really wanted to go. But here's the problem. He was at my event and it was Saturday. Tony's event was on Thursday. And I was like, there's no way. I can't. I just can't. I can't. But he told me, Evelyn, if you really want to change your life and you want to find that peace you've been seeking and that happiness you've been seeking, you're going to be at this event. And so I canceled everything. I got on an airplane and I flew to Salt Lake City to be at that event. And I have to say, it was the best decision of my life. One of the best decisions of my life. One of the best. Because that, me not letting my calendar, all the arguments, I can't afford the plane ticket, all of the things that were going through my head, I didn't allow them to stop me from what I truly was supposed to be doing. So I got on an airplane and I went. I left and I went to this Pivot Point event that completely changed my life. So, and it's not the only time. Probably about a year and a half after that, Tony called me again, and he said, "Evelyn, as your performance coach, I am telling you, we're having an event in 4 days. It's a different company, wasn't the same company, but he was going to an event. He said, you need to be there." And again, I was at this crossroads in my life, right? It kind of seems like every time I'm at a crossroads, this seems to happen. And actually, it does make sense as I'm speaking about it. I realize. But he said, "It's in 4 days." And again, I did it. And yes, I was scared. I'm looking at my bank account saying, "Oh, I'm going to pay for hotel. I'm going to pay for airfare. I'm going to have to get a car, but I need to be there." Let me tell you, that one event there I went to, I decided, okay, you're right, Tony. I have to be there. And actually, just 2 months ago, oh my goodness, the one I just happened to 2 months ago is even more profound. Tony literally called me on a Saturday and said, "Hey, you need to be on the airplane Monday. I know you weren't planning on coming to this event, but you need to be at this event. You need to be at this event." And I went. And the second one I was telling you guys about, that he gave me the 4 day, I ended up making $50,000 from that event because I made a connection and I met somebody who actually connected me with somebody who helped me to make $50,000. Every single time I go to these events, it is scary. Canceling my calendar, I am a very busy person. If you've ever tried to book with me, it is not easy to get a hold of me. And so it is very scary for me to cancel my calendar. It is very scary for me to invest in these things. But I can tell you every single time it has taken me to a new level. And the reason that is because that is what events do. Events take people, and it's like this portal, right? We're in these transitions, and events are almost what it takes to walk through that door. Now, an event doesn't have to be something like, my summit. Events can be a lot of things. Like for me, the biggest event of my life was probably losing my husband. When my husband passed away, that was really the event where there was actually a moment for me that was very, very, very profound. And it was 6 months after he died, on the day that would have been our 30th anniversary. And I've told the story a lot of times, so you guys have probably heard it. But I sat looking out my bedroom window, or my office window actually, and it was a very profound experience, that conversation I had with myself. I sat for about an hour, and there was a lot of things that came. But one of the most powerful things that came from that moment was I realized that I had a choice. I was starting a new life. Ironically, my husband died. My oldest son graduated from college. My youngest son turned 18, all in like an 18-month period. So I literally went from my family of four to facing life alone. And I'm sorry, it makes me very emotional. It was really scary, and it was really a crossroads. But I basically realized that I am the author of my story, and I get to choose how my life is going to be lived from that day forward. I get to choose who I'm going to show up to be. And I am writing my story. And that event changed my life. That was really the catalyst to everything that's happened. And now I create intentional events. I go to things like Pivot Point. I go to different conferences that I know are going to shake my world and really take me out of my comfort zone. And that's why I know the Child Care Business Summit this year is going to be so profound, because we've created it to shake your world. And I am telling you, I know it's scary, but if you had COVID, you would figure out how not to be at work, wouldn't you? You would figure it out. So, if you're ready, if you're tired of living this life, I know I talk to so many of you every day. If you're tired of it, get to Lake Tahoe. You will not regret it. You will thank yourself. Have a wonderful day, everybody.